Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Lisa G, thank you for joining. Terry Meeks, nice to have you on tonight. Thank you for joining. Hello, TD313, thank you for joining. Carla Powell, thank you for joining tonight. Hello, hello. Good evening. Nice to see you all on. Lady Giles, thank you for joining tonight. Hello, hello. How are you beautiful ladies doing tonight? It is 7:20 in California. Nice to see you also. I am glad. I am happy to be on. Eloisa J, thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on in. Tap the screen. Release those hearts. Hello, hello. Share with your followers if you wish. 7 Danley, thank you for joining. Glad to be on tonight. Listen here. Doing Betty now. How are you? I am very well. Thank you. Glad that you are doing better. Glory be to God. Hello, hello. Listen, it is cold. I'm in my house. Blessings to you. I am in my house and I am cold. Cold, cold, cold. I like the cold though. You could always warm up. But when you're in the heat, it makes it difficult to cool down. Listen here, you guys. I am on for just about a moment. Just to kind of run some things by you guys that is important for you to know and it's important for you to understand. Pelita 1973, thank you for coming on. And so just a few days ago, the Lord began to show me something. Birthing pains. Hello, hello. Anybody got any birthing pains going on right now? Anybody got any birthing pains? Anybody know what birthing pains is? Blessings to you also. Listen here, you guys. Let me tell you something. This is something that I don't like. This is the first time that I would be saying this, okay? This is the first time I would be saying this. I have 5 children. I have 5 boys. 3 of them I have physically given birth to. But all 5 of them I have had birthing pains with. Let me just say that again. I have 5 boys. 3 of them I have physically given birth to. But all 5 of them I have experienced birthing pains with. Glory be to God. Now listen here. This is going to get real deep real fast. So you got to be tuned right in. Let me tell you something. The pains that you are experiencing right now, the pain that you have been going through, it's just an indication that you are birthing something great. There is something great that you are about to push forth to the earth realm. There is something great that was inside of you that couldn't come forth unless you went through the pain. Glory be to God. And listen here. I was like, ooh, this sounds real crazy. My Lord, my Lord. But the Lord began to show me something. When I first had my son, glory be to God. Let me tell you something. My firstborn, some of you know when you have that first child, it's like the anticipation is great. The anticipation is like crazy. Glory be to God. And listen here, even some of you, even your physical body begin to feel pain other than labor pain. But that was just an indication that you are about to bring forth something great. Glory be to God. And it didn't end there. My second child, whom I birthed forward, listen here, I was having pains with him. My God, my God. Yes, amen. Birthing pain, my God. Listen here, even my second son, even before I had him, there were a few times that I went to the emergency room because I was feeling pain. Even before labor pain, there were pains that I was feeling. It was an indication to my body that I was birthing something great. Good night, Cornisha. My third son, even throughout my pregnancy, I was feeling pain in my body. Glory be to God. I was feeling pain about the body. That was an indication that I was birthing something great. Now here's when it gets kind of deep. I indicated that I have 5 sons. 2 that I naturally gave birth to, and 2 of them that I gave birth to spiritually. Now, as you all know, and for those of you who are just following me for the first time, my name is Meltoria Woodside, and the Lord has released me to tell my story on how I overcame infidelity. So I've been sharing for the last few months, and I've been walking with the people of God who the Lord has sent my pathway to tell you that you are going to win. And for most of you who have been following me for the first time, you know that I had 1 child out of infidelity. 1 son that came out of my husband's infidelity. Glory be to God. But it did not stop there. As a matter of fact, greetings, staff chat. A few months ago, even before I came on Periscope, I learned that my husband and I learned that he may have had a love child number 2. And so this was very devastating to me because 9 years old now, where does this come from? But let me tell you something. As I got word and I got news that my husband may have fathered a child number 2, I was devastated. In fact, I did not want to come on Periscope. The Lord had instructed me to come on Periscope, and I had not yet come on. And so I did not want to come on Periscope because, Lord, you sending me here now to talk to wives about what I've been through, and I might divorce this man over this situation. I may this is what I was thinking. This, as I said, Lord, I said, Lord, I might leave him. All right, it took me years to come to a place of comfort with the first child. Now you mean to tell me I got to deal with number 2? You mean to tell me now all the hell I've been through with, the first woman who had a child for my husband? Now you mean I got to deal with 2 baby mamas? And you want me to go on to tell people about my story? I can't do it. And I was telling the Lord, I can't do it. And I was pacing up inside my house. I cannot do this. I cannot come on Periscope and tell nobody about my story. I cannot come and encourage anybody about my story. And the pain was great. The pain was so great that I spent 3 days just crying. And I'm not telling you guys nothing that happened years ago. I'm talking about fresh in 2016. And so glory be to God. And so now the second time around, I listen here, I already say the enemy done coming after me again. I already begin to say, listen here, the devil this and the devil that. But let me tell you something. The Lord revealed to me, and let me just explain to you guys. When I heard this, I was so dampened. I was broken all over again. I was hurt all over again. It felt as if this something that just happened right before my eyes. And so I began, I used to be on Periscope every day because I was learning, the Lord was using Periscope as a means of teaching me and equipping me for where He is taking me. And so I used to come on Periscope every day. And then when I heard this news, I just plain stopped and I didn't want to come on. I did not want to hear anything. I didn't want to talk to anybody or anything. But my husband, my God, glory be to God. My husband, he was encouraging me, and he did his best to help me that I may not go into depression. And so every day he was up behind me, taking me out, that I didn't have time, though that the enemy wouldn't have time to begin to play with my mind. And so anyways, my husband, he understand now his position. And so guess what he did? He said, honey, you got to go on Periscope. Come on. And he grabbed the Periscope and he clicking randomly, or so we thought it was random. But then when I got on Periscope, I know that it wasn't random, but it was the Lord. And so what I thought was the enemy, the Lord said that I had to uncover this thing so you can be properly healed. And so listen here, when the Lord said that on Periscope, I dried up my tears. I took my hands and I wiped my tears and I began to pray and continue to press forward to the Lord and ask the Lord to heal me of this thing. If you want to heal in this season of your life, you got to be intentional about it. It ain't just gonna happen. You got to be intentional about it. And so listen here. I begin to pray and I begin to press and ask the Lord to heal me, because right now the enemy was using this time to play on my mind. And the enemy was telling me, listen here, you don't need to go through this anymore. This is the last straw. Divorce him. And I know it was the enemy, because I know the voice of the enemy and I know the voice of God. And even though I was hurting, and even though scars that what I thought was gone, they came up and they became fresh in my life. It was pain that I had to go through to birth something great. And so listen here, I didn't understand why God would put me through this again. But let me tell you something. There came a time in my life when we confirmed that this child was my husband's own. And listen here, you guys, I fell to my knees and I weep and I weep. But you know what I realized? I realized that no, I am not going to hurt over this thing anymore. I have authority over the enemy, so I am going to get through this thing. But let me tell you something. In the days past, I began to talk to this other little boy, and listen here. It was like the Lord did something to my heart. It was like, listen here, it was no way that I could love this child so quickly and before I hurt for a long time. But listen here, it was all a part of birthing pain. You got to birth that thing through. It may hurt. And let me tell you something. Before I came on Periscope to release my story to women all over the world, I came on after being in great pain. This ministry was not birthed out of comfort. It was birthed out of my pain. But through my pain and through my story, I am able to come on here to tell you that the pain that you are feeling right now, you are birthing something great. Glory be to God. And John 16:21, he said, a woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. And when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. Let me tell you something. The pain that you are going through, you are birthing a great thing. You are bringing forth a great thing. Glory be to God. Let me tell you something. The Bible declares, he said, Jesus, when Jesus prayed, he looked to the heaven and he prayed. He said, Lord, let it be on the earth as it is in heaven. Let me tell you something. What you are waiting for, you are waiting for restoration. You are waiting for your husband to come home. You are waiting for the change to come in your marriage. But let me tell you something. It is already done. We are just waiting for what is in heaven to be down on the earth. It is already done. The pain that you are going through, and you are just birthing something great. Glory be to God. My God, my God. You are birthing something great that the Lord has placed inside of you. The enemy tried to stop you. The enemy tried to abort your baby. But let me encourage you that through the pain, you got to push through. For any of you who are natural mothers, you know that when your babies were coming, glory be to God, you know that when your baby was coming through, before your baby came came forth, it was pain. Before you had to push your baby, it came out with pain. As a matter of fact, contractions is pain before you push. Whenever you get contractions, you know that it's time to push. Glory be to God. So even time now, as you feel as if you should be closer, you should be closer to restoration. You should be closer to seeing your husband come home. You're feeling great pain now. Glory be to God. And the enemy is trying to distract you. But through the pain, let me tell you, you got to push. Glory be to God. You got to push to make it through. Every time you feel pain, you got to push. You got to push to prevail. Glory be to God. You got to push to move forward. You got to push in order to make it to the next step. Glory be to God. Some of you already stop praying. But this time now, when the enemy is turning up the fire, you got to pray more. You got to pray more to get to that next level. Glory be to God. That next level would tell you got to push. That because your time is here. Your time is not coming, but your time is here. Your time to experience a prosperous marriage is here. Your time to enjoy your husband is here. But in order for it to be here, you got to push it. You got to push it from the heavenly realms, glory be to God, and you got to push it to the earth. You got to push it, glory be to God, from the spirit, and you got to bring it into the natural. Glory be to God. And so even as you feel the pain, every time you feel the pain, the doctor would tell you push. Glory be to God. Come on now, tell me if I'm talking. Whilst I was on the delivery bed, every time I felt pain, that was an indication that I got to push. My baby is almost here. Every time I felt contractions, I had to push on it because that means my baby is near. Glory be to God. Every time I push, he was closer, glory be to God, to coming out. He was closer to meeting me in the earth. Glory be to God. So let me tell you something. Do not despise the pain that you're going through right now. Do not despise the pain that you are feeling right now. It may feel that you're in a dark hour. It may feel as if it is coming to the end. But this means you are closer than you were yesterday. Glory be to God. You got to push now. Glory be to God. And I stand right here on Periscope as a spiritual doctor, as a midwife, to tell you, woman of God, you got to push. Come on now. For those of you who are feeling, glory be to God, even though you're feeling pain right now, I am standing before you as a doctor, glory be to God, in the realm of the spirit, and I'm telling you to push. Woman of God, push. Glory be to God. You're feeling pain right now. It's time to push. Glory be to God. You got to make it through. You got to make it through. You ain't going into the next season. You ain't going into 2017 with this pain. You are going to birth this thing in 2016. Glory be to God. Listen here, I prophesy to you tonight that you are not going to take this pain into 2017 because this thing is going to be birthed in 2016. What you are going through right now is only the pain to cause you to push. What you are going through right now is only the pain to bring forth that thing. Let me tell you something. For those of you who are dealing with children of the outside, you got to see them differently. Listen here. There was a time, there was months I was praying, God help me. Now this is when I only knew about the first child. I offered, Lord, help me to love him. Lord, help me to receive him as my own. And mind you, when I'm still dealing with the things, even though he's not here, my mind is on him. My heart is on him. I believe that I am placed to speak great things into his life. I believe that I am in place to speak for the thing, the greatness that he was born for. He may have been birthed out of a bad situation. But listen here, what the enemy had made for bad, God is able to turn it around and make it good. Glory be to God. So even though, glory be to God, it was very difficult for me to accept him, I can still sit here and I can still speak greatness over his life. I can still pray and stand before the Lord and ask the Lord to bless him and enlarge his clothes. I still, even though he was birthed out of my pain, He was birthed, listen here, he was birthed out of my pain. Glory be to God. But there is still a future for him. Glory be to God. And so even now, as there is a second child, I have such a love for him that I'm amazed myself. He was birthed out of my pain, but he is still a blessing to my life. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. And so when the enemy tried to make you believe as if this thing that you are going through is not going to push through, even though in these last hours you feel as if the pain is getting great and you can't take it, this is the time when you push. You got to push through the pain. Nobody go on a delivery table and quit. Now let me tell you, which one of you was able on the delivery table when the pain was coming, you were able to quit? How many of you were able that when that pain came on the delivery table, you were saying, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to birth this baby. That it's too late. Some of you are to a place where you have no choice but to birth this thing. Some of you are out a place of delivery. Some of you are at a place where the pain is so great, you have no choice but to push this thing through. The Lord has been treating you over these months to be at a place of birthing. During the 9 months, or some of you the 8, the some months that you go carrying that baby. And so the time that you spend with me, you are carrying the baby. Now it's time to push. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. So let me see. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I've started Periscoping from March. From March now to December, could somebody tell me how much time that is? My God. Sunday. That's 9 months, y'all. My God, I didn't even realize that the Holy Spirit just told me that right now. From the time I have been on Periscope from day 1 from March to now, it is 9 months. Listen here, it is time to deliver. My God, listen. I didn't know that piece. The Lord just dropped that on me. The Lord just dropped that on me. Listen. From I started Periscope in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It's 9 months. Congratulations, y'all. Y'all giving birth. Glory be to God. That's it. I have nothing else to say. I ain't got nothing else to say. Honey, I ain't got nothing else to say. It is time. You all are giving birth. Come on now. For those, listen here. For those of you who are just joining me, y'all please go catch up on those videos so y'all could be ready to give birth. My God, listen here. My name is Meldoria Woodside. The Lord has released me 9 months ago to tell my story on how I overcame infidelity. That how trouble hit my marriage, but I was able to overcome. Some people inbox me and I can't make this and I can't, and this is my situation and this is my story. But the only thing I can tell you is, if you fight, you gonna win. I just told somebody the other day, and this lady, she was telling me that, I got to use wisdom and how I tell people about fighting for their marriage because everybody's situation is different. You know what I told her? There's no scenario in my head that I can think of that would cause me to tell somebody to walk away from their marriage. There is no situation that I can think of in my natural head that I can tell a woman to divorce her husband or to get out of a marriage. Because the weapons of our warfare are mighty. I believe that we are such, as children of God, we have such great power over the enemy. But we are losing battles because we don't understand our power. We don't understand the power and the authority that we have. When you understand the power and the authority you have, no devil could walk up in your house and do nothing. No devil could walk up in your house and take your husband. No devil could walk up in your house and mess up your finances and cause confusion into your atmosphere. There's no devil in hell that can come into my house because I know the power that I have. And that's what I want to tell you guys. You got the power to push this thing through. You got the power to birth it. That's why the Lord has placed the seed in your belly. Everything that you're going through, what is cultivated now, everything started with a seed. The baby that you naturally birthed forth was started with a seed. And there are times, listen here, when I was pregnant with my last son, I said that I wasn't going to the doctor until my first trimester is over. Because how many of you know that that's in the first trimester is when many women lose their babies? It's because the seed is fragile in the womb. And once I pass that time, then I begin to go to the doctor. Glory be to God. But let me tell you something. You have passed the season of conception. The seed has already grown in your belly. Now it's time what? To push. It's time to birth that thing. It's time to bring it forth. It is time to bring it from the realm of the spirit into the realm of the natural. Many people didn't know what you were fighting for, but in due time you are going to be able to show them what you have been birthing. Glory be to God. The thing that has been cultivated in your spirit, that one thing. That one thing that had you to hold on and you did not know why you was holding on. Some people, you ask yourself, why am I fighting? What am I holding on for? You're going to see what you have been holding on for as soon as you finish pushing. Glory be to God. As soon as that thing comes forward, you're going to say, this is why I have been pushing. Glory be to God. This is why I have been fighting. See, you yourself, your natural mind can't even fathom why you would go through this. But there is something going on in the realm of the spirit that would not let you let go. There is something in the realm of the spirit that would not let you quit. I know some of you already tell me, woman of God, I can't take this no more. But there is something inside of you that would not allow you to let it go. Because guess why? That seed have already started to cultivate. The germination process already taking place. That seed was almost in a time where you are in a place to birth. And listen, I even believe that some of you, I had a lot of people message you, woman of God, I just came across your Periscope. I just came across your videos. Let me tell you something. The reason why you came on at this time is because you are getting ready to push. You are in your last trimester, glory be to God, and the Lord needed to put someone in your life to help you birth forth. So you are just joining the many of us, glory be to God, the many women who've been joining me from day one, glory be to God, when that seed began to grow, glory be to God, and through the time and the process, and you came on board just right now, because why? It is time for me to tell you that the pain you are going through right now is a signal to push. That's it. Now I got to go and listen to my own video so I could really grasp what the Lord just said. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you all guys something. And I say this before. When TD, you do already? Just the other day you was pregnant. You just found that you was pregnant. Wait a minute. Safe delivery. Safe delivery. Listen here. My God. Listen here. I don't have no preconceived. When you see me come on Periscope, I don't have no pre-plan. I don't have nothing that I wrote out. I just come on here to be a vessel. I am only a mouthpiece of the Lord. And so oftentimes I got to look at my own scopes to see what the Lord say. Because the Lord uses me to tell you guys what he wants to tell you. And so I just got the scripture the other day. And the Lord began to show me how I birthed forth 5 children. My God. Listen. I also just came from a birthing center orientation. Listen here. See? My son says super deep, right? But then y'all know, Meltoria Woodside have not spoken, but the Spirit of the Lord has spoken on tonight on this Periscope. The Spirit of the Lord has spoken on this Periscope to say that it is 9 months and you are due. The pain that you are going through right now is birthing pain. It's time to push. It is time to bring forth that beautiful baby that was growing on the inside of you all this time. And let me tell you something. I told you guys before that the pain that you are going through does not compare, glory be to God, to the glory that is going to be revealed. Because why? When that thing comes out, it's going to be so beautiful. You ain't going to remember the hard time. You ain't going to remember the pain. You going to remember the story. Because you got to tell the story to nations. But you ain't going to remember the pain. The glory is going to be greater than the pain. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. Listen here. You ain't even gonna have no residue from this thing. You ain't even no residue is going to be on you. Even people who begin to meet you now, new after you have went through what you went through, they would not see. You would have to tell them that you've been through what you've been through. They will look at your marriage, and your marriage will be a format for what they say they want their marriage to be like. Your marriage would be a blueprint for what they would say they want their marriage to be like. Your relationship is what they would say relationship goals. See, all they're going to see is the glory. All they're going to see is the product of the pain. Glory be to God. All they're going to see is the masterpiece. They ain't going to see what you've been through. They ain't going to see the fire, and they ain't going to smell the smoke. All they're going to see is the glory. Listen here, all you got to do is tell God sometime, Lord, I want you to show your glory through my marriage. I want you to show your glory through me. Lord, I want to be my house. Glory be the Lord. I want my house to be a place where your glory rests. Glory be to God. And so listen here, that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Listen, for those of you who are sending your seeds, I am in the mail, especially because I am receiving your seeds. For those of you who are sending your seeds via PayPal, I do not respond. It's just listen here, let me tell you something. From the first time I received a seed, I was going to send a love note. And so the Lord said, you don't want to do that. And so I was like, okay, let me don't do that. And now I am happy that I didn't do that because it's just too much people to, it's just too much. And so I can't keep up with that. But every so often, I come on here and on Periscope and let everybody know who has sent seed. I am receiving your seed. Glory be to God. But let me tell you something. But moreover, I am continuing to pray. I am continuing to press before the Lord. I'm standing as a midwife. I am standing as a spiritual doctor, and I am going to see you through. I'm going to be with you until the baby come forth. I am going to be with you until that thing that was cultivated over these 9 months. I'm going to be with you until, glory be to God, they come forth. I am still praying for you guys. I am still warring in the spirit on your behalf. I am still seeking God for your families. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how I believe. Listen, I've been seeing some strange people in my dreams. And I say, Lord, who these? I was in a dream the other night. And I was asking the Lord, like, who, okay, now you have dreams, right? And people who are unknown to you, you fear them and you want to know who they are, or they may be a stranger. But I was asking the Lord, I was like, Lord, who these people is? And I believe the Lord said, these are the people that I am praying for. And so I'm like, I see in men and I'm like, who these people in my dream? Like, who are they? And so I believe the Lord is showing me in the realm of the spirit, the people who I'm praying for. Let me tell you something. When wives fight, families win. Not only you winning, your children winning too. Glory be to God. And when the enemy set divorce in your plan, in your life right now, it is the plan that he's going to wreck your children and your grandchildren. But the devil is a liar, because we are arresting those plans in the spirit, and we are canceling every contract that has been settled. Listen, I don't know if I see you or not, but I know these people are supposed to be familiar to me. Okay? Listen here, why not try? Do not grow faint. Do not grow weary in well-doing. You shall reap if you faint not. Your time is going to come. Your time is going to come. Prophesy into your situation. Decree and declare. You got to, listen here, I tell you guys over and over, you got to use the power of the tongue. You got to say, you got to decree, you got to declare it. You got to say it, you got to decree it, and you got to declare it. You got to speak it into existence. You got to push until it come forth. Glory be to God. Ain't no abortion taking place under my watch. Ain't no abortion and ain't no miscarriages taking place under my watch. We are going to birth this thing. We are going to bring this forward. Glory be to God. We're going to push this thing until it manifests. Glory be to God. So listen here. Even while you're feeling the pain, remember, push. Amen. Push, because you're going to make progress. Push. It's going to come forth. Push, you shall prevail. Push. Glory be to God. So anyways, y'all, I'm gone. See y'all later. For those of you who pray for me, thank you for praying for me. Continue to pray for me. Amen. We shall prevail. You guys are overcomers. You're going to birth this thing, and you're going to birth it with success. You carry that baby long enough. Now it's time to bring it out. God bless you. Love you. Love you. Thank you for praying for me. For those of you who are just joining, catch the replay. Quenisha, what's that face all about? Because in your time of weakness, God's strength is made perfect. Listen here. God, keep me weak so you can stay strong in me. Glory be to God. That's my push face. That's my push face. Hang in there. You're going to make it out. You're going to make it through. Glory be to God. It's not. Listen here. I need to go talk to my husband about this. It's 9 months. Wow. Anyhow, bye y'all.